So David, influencers have always been amazing for me, and I'm sure for you too. And my first influencer, really quick, was on my grandfather, my grandmother, my mom. We were from Kyiv, and we were in Montreal, and he had an accent. And one day I asked him, he was taking me for walks in the park. I was 5, and I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? I think that's where I got all my talking from, was from him. How do you know all these people? And he said, well, one day I smiled at this person, and he came over and smiled at me. And then he started talking to me, talked to him, and another person saw us smiling and laughing, and they came over and talked to us too. And it could just kind of hit me. That's all it took to be influential. It was a smile and to have other people back at you. And then it was just amazing to me. So with that said, simple example, can you share, I know you have many, maybe 2 or 3 people that have really been influential in your life?
Sure. So when I was in 3rd grade, the teacher, it was kind of like the Capitol Records, but it was a motor science thing. And you could sign up and you get this free motor. And then the teacher taught us to not pay the bill by sending the envelope back to return to sender. So you basically got the motor for free and you didn't have to join the science club. I thought it was great. So I go home and tell my dad, I'm like, we got this motor. It didn't cost any money. It was this little thing. And the teacher taught us how to write return to sender when you get the bill. And my dad was like, the most important thing you have is your name. And now there's some guy at the motor company who's going to know David Feinberg is not a good guy because he, did this scam.
Smart.
Had the whole class doing.
So you had a negative influencer and then the positive
influencer. Exactly. Actually, the guy was a good teacher, but this, I guess, was a ethical slip. And and that just stuck with me. It's like, my dad was like, you can always do the wrong thing. Just decide how much your name is worth. Like, what's your number? It's just been an amazing lesson. Yeah. Then later on, I was at high school and it wasn't challenging. First year of high school, big public high school in San Mateo. And there was this new private school in San Francisco. We lived in the suburbs and a lot of my friends were going. And I said to my parents, I think I want to go there. Like in high school, they're teaching me how to use the phone book. It wasn't challenging. And we went on a tour and then we met with the counselor at the high school. And the counselor's like, well, next year it'll be harder because you'll get in these different classes or whatever. And I remember my mom saying, I think you'll do great at the private school, but I want you to learn to be with all kinds of people. And the public high school was the all kinds of people. I stayed at the public high school. It did get harder. So that lesson of kind of like your grandpa, my mom and her dad just love connecting with people. Like, everyone. And there's no hierarchy, like whoever. I still have that. And then the one I'm probably working on the hardest, because I live with probably the best person of this. My wife is so kind. And I just see what she does and we tease. I'm like, I'm working on kindness. And then I try to help the lady with the stroller in the airport put the thing up. And she's like, you should have done it sooner. Like, she's coaching me. Like, it doesn't come natural to me. It certainly doesn't come in a way that my wife does it. I don't know if kindness was on a 1 to 100. I'm really proud. I've moved from like 5 to 7. Like I'm working on it. Oh, well, but remember, I got the gold standard next to me. So I'm working on my kindness. But that role model that Andrea has shown she's amazing. Well, I guess the difference is it's incredibly natural and innate in her.
She would love to talk to the Thailand people that are doing what they're doing.
Oh my God, she would love it. She would love it. Yes.
I may be able to do that. Thank you.
You'd end up with the most points and then say, I don't want the points,
Exactly, probably from what you tell me. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.